brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie and Lekter. Mornings at the Cabin.
And a dark morning it is on a Monday morning. It's quite dark, as a matter of fact. We're dead into winter at this point. I think this is the snow that might stay. It looked like it was going to stay on Saturday, but it did melt away. This looks like the snow that might stay.
Oh, I don't know. I'm looking at Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday's forecast. It's 4 or 5 degrees and sunny.
I know. What is going on? When's it going to stay?
I don't know. Well, we can't start complaining about this.
I'm going to complain about everything.
We complained about the weather all summer. Now the snow is refusing to stay. I feel like, don't worry, you'll have some snow.
Well,
get there.
I told everybody that would listen, which is nobody, that we would have an extended fall period. And we have. I mean, well, no, that's not true. We average about like the late 20s in October for the snow to actually stay.
Yeah. I think this will not be the week. I think we'll have to wait a little bit later. I think it's going to melt again.
Well, Randy's telling you you're wrong.
Nah, what does he know? Don't a young raven.
Yeah,
little whippersnapper.
Millions of years of evolution just wired into his bones, his brain.
He's not even gone to Raven school yet. He knows. You know nothing. Randy Snow.
What do you do at Raven school?
Learn to be a raven.
Well, okay,
how do you think they figure it out?
What does that entail?
We turn up for class and get geography lessons, like where the KFCs are now. You have to learn that stuff.
That's true. That's funny. I mean, like especially for like ravens that live in town when they're teaching their babies how to raven. Like, I mean, obviously they teach them all the other stuff. It's like these are the traditional things, but also, you just need to know. See, smell that. That's fried chicken. You want some of that. You want some of that. When people throw that away, you got to find that stuff because there's not always going to be other things around.
And like, it's costing them a lot of money because obviously KFC closed down downtown. There's a whole curriculum change. They had to print new textbooks. All the teachers had to go for lessons. It took forever. Now there's KFC coming back again. All the ravens in like Department of Raven Education, Culture and Employment throwing their hands up in the air going, well, will you make your minds up? Now we've got to reprint the textbooks again. Second time in 3 years because now there's a KFC back in town again.
And they all say Mary Brown's?
Yeah, so you got to delete them all and now you got to add KFC back in again. And there's got to be a new section on like the differences between Mary Brown's and KFC. I'm just telling you that it's not easy at the Department for Raven Education, Culture and Employment.
A fine feathered mess.
RECE.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Mornings at the Cabin, the award-winning Mornings at the Cabin. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter with you. Lekter, you can't hear me right now because you couldn't figure out your headset.
I can't hear a thing.
I can't hear a thing.
How does a radio station with no headphones
You sound great.
win an award?
You sound great. Well, you have headphones. We just didn't get the adapter in time.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right.
We'll get
the Chamber of Commerce Business Awards were on Friday. Ollie, you hosted. You were the MC. What did it feel like to announce that your own company had won?
Well, I did not get to do the announcement.
Oh, I thought you did the announcement.
You hand over to there's a different person who presents.
Who presented for it?
BDIC. and so they came up and did a little presentation about their support for local business, and then AJ came up and delivered a glowing, beautiful speech on our behalf.
Yes.
He took a little while to get into it, but once he got going, it was fantastic.
I mean, you are the head of this organization,
technically not.
Partially the face, and partially the face am I. I think AJ should be the face.
Yeah,
he's the best looking one.
That's why he was up there.
He's the best looking.
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
He's pretty put together.
He's well put
that
together,
young man.
Yeah.
He's unlikely to lose a physical challenge, shall we say, on behalf of Cabin Radio.
Yeah.
But he went up. He did a fine job of a little announcement, thank you speech for us, along with Kate and Adrian, who were there on our behalf as well. So thank you to them. And thank you to everybody. I mean, we said this in the Facebook video that we put up afterwards, but thanks most of all to the people who volunteer their time to be at this radio station and do all the cool stuff that makes it what it is. I think what's fun for me is then going to things like the Beatles tribute show on Saturday, which we'll come on to later on this morning, and hearing like Dave Hurley's show, Dad Rock, get a shout out on stage because he did a whole like all Beatles episode, and he had Bree was in Flora and the Fireweeds, and they were amazing. She came on the show earlier that week to promo that show and played a couple of acoustics. The fact that we have volunteers coming in, creating really good shows like that. And I listened to the repeat of that show in full on Sunday, and it was fantastic.
Very good.
And the fact that we have people coming in, giving up their time to create amazing radio is just so cool. And they are what make it what it is. So thank you to everybody, and thank you to people who are listening, like you guys.
And thank you for all the nominations from folks.
Yeah.
We got our name on the list. That was great.
It must have ruined the suspense a little, having you suddenly not presenting the award.
Well,
After presumably presenting all the others.
because nobody, every award
Is sponsored by somebody else.
Yeah, IQ in for the sponsor of the
yes.
award.
Oh, okay.
They come up and talk.
So it's
now,
Ollie, pithy remarks, and then sponsor award.
Now, what did ruin the suspense a little bit was the fact that all 10 awards are lined up to one side for me to hand to the presenters as they go.
Yeah.
So
you got to look inside the envelopes.
Well, I didn't have a look inside the envelopes,
No,
but
but
they're carved
basically,
onto the front
it's carved
of
on-
all 10
Right.
glasses. So we did have envelopes for
Yes.
people to unveil. But I looked, and obviously, like when I was busy making sure that everything was in the right order, it was difficult to avoid the fact that it said cabin radio with really large letters on the front of one of the awards. So I had to play it cool for a couple of hours. But
We'd also received a bit of an anonymous tip.
What?
Earlier that night. Not going to say where it came from, but we were tipped off slightly that maybe we should be prepared.
Which was hilarious because then AJ just sweated even more because he knew that he might have to give a thank you speech and had about 8 hours to figure out
8 hours.
what it was going to be. But he didn't know for sure because we had a tip, but we didn't know for sure.
Yeah, we didn't know for sure.
And
but
so AJ was just left in sort of an increased state of panic. But he did a fine job.
he's better on the spot.
Yeah.
What can you say?
Yeah,
Right.
it was very good. It was a fun night, and I'm grateful that I got a chance to MC that, and it was cool to see all the other businesses recognised. Robin Wasechner and Karen did a wonderful speech, and it was great to be there for them receiving that
Well
award as well.
deserved customer service.
And-
Becklands. Absolutely.
And everyone who came up
Everybody.
and spoke did a really good job. So yeah, it was a great night. Looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely.
We can't win again for at least 3 years. You know that, right?
I know, because we can't win small business until 3 years in.
You
right?
can't win any
We
other.
can't win anything.
You can't win any other award if you're a new business until you've been in business for at least 3 years, and you can't win the same award in consecutive years.
Breakout new business.
So
So we're just stuck in relegation
So
round. For,
forget it for the next 2 years,
Next
boys.
2 years.
Yeah. We might as well not even show up in the next couple of years.
That's the spirit. That's what'll get you chamber member of the year.
Take 2 years off, and then we're back in business.
That's right.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast, where we delete all the bad bits and make them sound at least semi-coherent.
The All You Need Is Love show went down this weekend, and we had a fantastic time on Saturday. It was packed in there. The crowd was loving it. The music was...
Broadly speaking, excellent.
I almost said the F word because that's how good it was. I almost
Fantastic.
blasted it out there. It was
Fan dabby dozy.
It was, though. We had a great time, and we hopefully some people listened to the live stream. I know Kim Galbransing, friend of the show, was supposed to perform, and she was not feeling it. She was in the hospital that night, actually, and she was listening to it. It was a fantastic time. You guys going to interject at any point here, or do I just have to keep saying it's fantastic?
Interjected a number of times
Fantastic.
with the word fantastic.
Maybe.
And a little bit of Baby Shark.
Maybe Saturday, maybe.
Yeah. No, it was
Yeah.
great.
No.
Great show. Who was your favorite act? Ollie, who was your favorite act?
I was a big fan of the MCs. No. Who was my favorite
Well,
actor
yes.
of the night?
Well, first of all, you jest, but yes, big fans of the MCs. Becky Davis, Nancy McNeil, who put it all together. Big, huge shout out to them for just doing all of that work.
Could have used more lava lamps.
Yeah,
only saw,
there's only so many lava
maybe
lamps
two.
in town,
That's true.
you know?
Who would I go for my favorite act? I was a huge fan of Flora and the Fireweeds.
Yes, Flora and the Fireweeds were fantastic. Again, fantastic. I keep on saying it. I have to come. Can we get a thesaurus?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Get a
Really
thesaurus.
good.
Really good. They're really good.
Best in class.
Good, big, great Flora and the Fireweeds.
Tremendous.
Great. They're not going to appreciate that.
Yeah.
But their harmonies were on point. So many amazing musicians. It was the first time I got to see Pitt. They were pretty. They were pretty electric.
They were
man.
great.
They were great.
Yeah.
Thompson Duff on the drums,
Right?
Just crushing.
Man.
I had a small idea that he was pretty talented.
I want to see more Pitt. I'll say that much.
I'll see more Pitt. I'll see more Pitt.
My favorite act of the night, I think that to give a second shout out to Rebecca.
Yeah.
251 Men Love Avenue.
They were great.
They were the second last act of the first set, and just like, oh my god, they were so good. Did a great rendition of "Don't Let Me Down."
Yes. Which we
yeah.
would have crushed, by the way, if we had put our band together.
I was so sad.
I know you
Part
were.
of me was so
I'm
sad
so sorry.
all night because I really believe that with like 2 months of rehearsal, we would have been good.
Yeah,
we would have nailed it.
We'll do the next one. I'm going to put a lot of pressure on Becky and Nancy to do another one, but we'll do the next one and we'll do a Beatles tune.
Find some theme where we could play a Beatles song.
We'll figure it out. But people not only doing tributes, like it wasn't just people just doing covers. It was bands doing their versions of it.
Right.
So there's so much talent. Ollie, you were about to say.
Yeah, I just wanted to interject on that last point you were making, which was that I thought there wouldn't have been a hope in hell of us being anywhere near as good as anyone who was on stage.
That's fair.
We ran the risk of being the worst.
Yeah,
I
I sat there watching that whole show, and all I could think all the way through it was, "Thank the Lord, we are not on stage with these guys."
I will say
we would have been nowhere near.
We would have been pretty
From a
good.
drumming point of view,
from
like old Ringo over here, believe me, was looking at all of that and being like, "Haha, glad I'm not up against Thompson."
Once Jesse and I started singing, the rest of you just
right.
get on our backs, follow along.
Get on my back.
We'll get through this.
I've heard you sing.
Oh, right, that's enough. I won't pick a favorite, but I think we would have done better than the mime doing Across the Universe, and also the dog barking out Strawberry Fields. What was that?
Yeah, that was a bit out there.
I don't know. I don't know why that was. There was some interpretive stuff in there.
Yeah.
It did not do well for the live stream. Is all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how that was to listen to.
I don't have. We don't have a final tally yet of the money that was raised, but on the night, Nancy was sitting on $2,000 in cash. Yeah. So we will get a final tally for that to find out just exactly how much money we're going to be sending to Clyde and Tara Lee Wedson and their boy Jackson. Just a great night overall.
Yeah.
Good feelings, good vibes, great music, and some decent drink specials.
Yeah.
Those were pretty tasty.
Message off the top from Clyde and Tara that kind of warmed everyone's hearts a little bit.
It did. Yeah.
Really brought the point home as to why we were all there.
Absolutely. And it was a wonderful evening. Yellowknife showing up for good music and a good cause once again, as they always do. So thank you for everybody that came out. Thank you to the Black Knight for having us. They're also going to make a donation to the GoFundMe. So everybody bringing out their generous hats.
And the track that we've got to play for you now, this is from Flora and the Fireweeds. They did a wonderful a cappella mashup of Girl and Norwegian Wood.
So good.
And this is that.
Flies in the face of everything Cabin Radio stands for by playing an appropriate track of something we just talked about. But it is that good.
Is there anybody going to listen to my story? All about the girl that came to stay. She's the kind of girl you want so much it makes you sorry. Still you don't regret a single day. Oh girl, oh girl. When I think of all the times I tried so hard to leave her, she would turn to me and start to cry. And she promises the earth to me, and I believe her. After all this time, I don't know why. Oh, girl. Oh, girl. She's the kind of girl who brings you down when friends are there. You feel a fool. And when you say she's looking good, she acts as if it's understood she's cool. Oh, girl. Oh, girl. Was she told when she was young that pain would lead to pleasure? Did she understand it when they said that a man could break his back to earn his day of leisure? Will she still believe it when she's dead? Oh, girl. Oh, girl. Bum, 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 bum. I once had a girl. I say? She once had me. She once had She showed me her room. Isn't it good? Norwegian good. Norwegian good. I once had a girl. Or should I say? She once had me. She showed me her room. Isn't it good? Norwegian good. She asked me to stay and she told me to sit anywhere. So I looked around and I noticed there wasn't a chair. I sat on the rug, biding my time, drinking her wine. We talked until 2, that's when she said, it's time for bed. She told me she worked in the morning and started to laugh. I told her I didn't and crawled off to sleep in the bath. And when I awoke, I was alone. This bird had flown. So I lit a fire, isn't it good? Norwegian wood. So I lit a fire, isn't it good? Norwegian wood.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to my lovely fireweeds. Thank you. All right. Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Mornings at the cabin. 8 o'clock on your Monday morning. There's snow outside, and we didn't think too much of it. And then a couple of minutes ago, the studio was invaded, and a bunch of rowdy snowboarders just burst in and just couldn't contain their excitement. And it's just. I personally think they're just overdoing it a little bit. Yeah. Morning, Thomas. Morning, Max.
Good morning, Ollie.
Right. So this is Ragged Riders snowboarding club in the building. The first sign of snow descending on the Yellowknife. Everyone has a glint in their eye and a very conveniently timed AGM. Because it's like, tonight, did you just call that this morning? Did you look out the window and like, alrighty, snow on the ground, AGM tonight.
Let's do it.
Yeah, pretty much how it worked out. Called up Jack Frost, let's do this.
Get over to that microphone, Max. Come on.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah. Right, so tonight, let's get the AGM out of the way first of all. You guys, if the usual Yellowknife call out, which is if you're at all interested in snowboarding, you want to head out to the club, head out to the AGM, which is tonight where?
At the North Star building, also known as the Stantec UNW building, shiny new building there by City Hall.
Yep.
So we're on the first floor tonight. AGM starts at 6:30.
Okie dokie. So you guys have been a big part of Ragged Riders. It had its first full official season last year, which seemed to be a roaring success. Everybody seemed really happy. What have you guys got planned for this season? What's going to be the deal? What are the next steps now that you've had that big first season and got it out of the way?
Well, this season again, we're going to pick up the kids programming for skills development. That's the main focus for the club, at least. We'll be doing the Wednesdays 6:30 to 8 for sure, and then Saturday and Sunday hopefully again.
And you guys need coaches. I mean, that's the big thing, right? Yeah, is getting coaches out.
We need coaches, and it's a paid position, and you get certified by Cassie, so it's a pretty cool job. You get to work with kids outside too.
Free pass at the hill.
Free pass at the hill.
Cool. I mean, the fact that it's a paid position, not all coaching positions are in sports in Yellowknife. So that is a big thing to mention, is that you get paid for your time as a coach in snowboarding here. Have you ever snowboarded, Mr. Wheeler?
I have not.
No, me neither.
That's all I have to add.
Are we adding that to our...
We got coaches for that.
We add that to our list?
We could add that to the list. I have never done it before. I think I've gone skiing before. But my winter stuff was mostly hockey, and not very good at that either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you think you've gone skiing before?
No, I've definitely gone skiing before.
Okay.
And it was cross country, and it was terrible.
So neither you nor I have ever gone down a hill on a snowboard.
I'm honestly worried about my knees just ripping apart on a snowboard. That's my knees, not
can
anybody
help
else's.
you see anything.
My
Come
knees
on
are
out
terrible.
this winter. We've got gear. If you
There you
don't
go.
have any of your own, and hopefully we'll have coaches. So
Yeah.
Sweet.
if you want to come and learn,
coach
then
We should
we've
definitely
got a
go.
place
We
for
should
you.
definitely do that. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to come out, and we probably won't end up being paid coaches because I don't know if you've noticed, but neither of us has a clue.
No.
But we'll come out. We'll give it a go. We'll be very excited to do that. Okay, cool. So we've got the AGM, and then this weekend, Saturday, it kind of all starts to roll into action. What's happening?
On Saturday, we've got our second annual ski board swap. Skiers are also invited out the hill as well. We don't have programming at this point in time. Hopefully at some point in the future. But anyways, we don't turn skiers away. So this weekend, ski board swap, be opening up registration for the 18-19 season, selling some pre-orders of merchandise. And if you want to come out and just learn a little bit more about the hill, then we'll be out there from noon until 2. 11:30 if you want to come drop off any used gear. It is a swap after all, so we've got some used gear of our own that we're looking to sell, but we'll also help sell yours. So whether you're buying or selling, Saturday, come check out the pit.
Okay, yeah. So if you essentially are listening to this and have zero experience with snowboarding, don't really know how it works in city, but you want to go out and find out some more for your kids or for yourself, turn up around about lunchtime-ish on Saturday at the hill, and you'll get all questions answered and a chance to figure out equipment and everything else.
Absolutely.
And if you were there last year, you can come check out the hill. There was some dirt work done this fall.
Thank you, Weatherby Trucking.
Thank
Very
you,
nice.
Weatherby Trucking. Yeah. And so we did a bunch of work, so you can come check that out too and see what we did. Fixed a bunch of the ruts. I guess a huge
That
rainy
rain this
season.
summer
Yes.
did not do us any justice. My God.
No doubt.
There's no drainage in the gravel pit.
Okay, so also, if you'd like to learn 10-meter high dive, you can also come to Gravel Pit, where there remains a pool. They will unfreeze that at various moments over the winter. Great.
Yeah, we're also looking for all sorts of volunteers this season. We've got a couple very dedicated board members. We did have some help from some parents and club members last year, but we can always use more help. So even if you're interested in volunteering, if you can't make it out Saturday, shoot us a message either on Facebook, Ragged Riders, or go to raggedriders.com and let us know you're interested. We'd love to have you.
So, Ollie, if we're going to do this challenge, is it just going to be a race, or is it going to be someone like that could pull off like the first trick off of one of the humps, or like do a little tail grab, or
Tail grab.
Let's do a slalom. You know?
Yeah, just a
Make
slalom
it between the flares.
Yeah.
I think
And then we'll work our way up to an Ally McTwist or something like that. That's from a video game. I don't know if that's a real thing.
Tony Hawk.
I feel like maybe we start small.
Yeah.
Maybe next year's snowboard challenge could be like a tail grab.
grab,
I'm more worried about my tailbone than the tail grab. But, like, let's just get down the hill. I feel like starting at the top of the hill, the first person to actually be at the bottom of the hill standing upright is probably gonna be the winner. You know?
Fair enough.
And we'll move it from there. We it's all about baby steps. You know?
Yeah.
We'll get there.
For sure.
All right, good. We'll see you guys out there. We're going to take like a month or two to psychologically prepare. That'll be enough time for some snow to arrive, and then we'll be good to go. But the AGM is tonight, and then this weekend on Saturday is a chance to head out to the hill and learn more.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
Mornings at the Cabin, Wheeler and not Ollie, Lekter.
I'm Lekter.
I'm Lekter. I'm an apple. Mornings at the Cabin on your Monday morning. Just before we head into what promises to be a riveting discussion about the lottery.
Yes.
What do you want to talk about?
Just wanted to give a brief update on the Vancouver mayoral election. Just
Very
because we
well.
were talking about it last week.
Absolutely.
It's a colorful race. Very interesting candidates who were running for mayor in that city, as you might expect. It looks like it's all but official that Kennedy Stewart will be the new mayor of Vancouver. However, Ken Sim has decided that he is not going to concede the election because they think that there may be a recount happening.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Very sad to say that there are our two favorite candidates. The topless candidate, Sophia Cherise Kaiser, finished with only 334 votes. Point
334 votes?
334.
How do you only get 334 votes in Vancouver?
It accounts for 0.19%.
Wow.
Sorry, I guess that would be 19%. Yeah. No, 0.19% of the total votership. And the one I was polling for, Roller Girl, Doing slightly better, 683 votes.
Wow.
0.39%.
That's still a
pretty,
0.19. I mean, that sounds like a small percentage, but 300 votes at 0.19. How many people voted, does it say?
I don't have a total for how many people voted. However, Kennedy Stewart is 49,812, and the runner-up, Ken Sim, according to the official/unofficial election results, has 48,828. So 28%
in Vancouver.
28% of the votes.
49,000 votes. Vancouver proper has like 500,000 people in it.
Yeah. So you just need a little over the quarter of the total.
He shouldn't be mayor with that many votes. That's disgusting.
The system is broken.
That's disgusting. 49,000 votes in Vancouver and you're mayor? That's like, that's brutal.
Just give it to Roller Girl.
That is brutal.
Man.
Vancouver should be taken over by like a council of knowledgeable citizens or something. Like that's gross.
It is 49, a city divided.
People. Oh God, that city just drives me nuts.
All right, let's get it off. God,
you're 7
too
years
upset.
in Vancouver is enough. Have fun, never being able to afford to live there. Ooh, that is rough.
Unless you win the lottery,
unless you win Lotto Max or the Mega Millions. The Lotto Max not won again this week. But there were 23 $1 million prizes given out.
23? Wow.
Next week, Friday, $60 million is the cap. Obviously, they just cap it at $60 million. 55 $1 million prizes will be up for grabs. So a full $115 million up for grabs.
Wow.
Next week in the Lotto Max. But that is peanuts. That is child money. That's monopoly money compared to the Mega Millions in the States, which Canadians can buy tickets for. Go to lotto.com to figure that one out. After not being won last week, it is up to a full $1.6 billion. $1.6 billion you could win in the lottery. Now, if you do win that, you could choose to take the $904 million cash immediate prize or take $1.6 billion over 29 years.
Right. Tough call.
The advice is always to take the cash,
right.
Not the least of which the advice would be to take the cash because your country's not going to be around in 29 years, so whatever. I mean, I don't think any of us are going to be here in 29 years, but hey, that's just my thing.
Oh, I'll be here.
Oh, you're going to be here?
Right here. On Cabin Radio.
On Cabin Radio in a despotic future.
Yeah, whatever future.
Yeah, whatever future there happens to be. Yeah. Cabin Radio will be here through the Mad Max times.
Right.
That's right.
Especially if we win the lottery.
That's right.
That'll go a long way.
$1.6 billion. That is how... I mean, that is obviously a huge amount of money, but is that how little $1 billion means to me? I can win that on the lottery. Whatever. I don't need to win.
I guess to some people.
I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe
to anyone who lives in Vancouver and flourishes.
Yeah, $1.6 billion. Finally, I'll get that place in Vancouver. It'll be a condo, but I can get it.
I don't have to clean my mansion. I can just buy a new one.
Yeah, that's exactly right. My house is dirty. Go out and buy me a new one. $1.6 billion. It's pointless to even ask what you would do with that kind of money because, like, you'd be able to you'd live 4 lifetimes before you got through it all, even if you spent it all the time.
Right.
So you take if you took that $904 million immediate prize, because it's the U.S., you'd have to pay the tax on that, probably about 50%.
Mm-hmm.
So $450 million. Take half of that, invest it immediately, and take the other half and just spend it willy-nilly on like whatever the heck you wanted.
Buy the Calgary Flames.
Buy the Calgary Flames.
Why not?
Build a new arena.
That's right. Be the hero of Calgary.
That's right.
That they're all waiting for.
I will build a new arena. I'm going to put up $50 million of my own. The taxpayers can put up $950 million, and I will own the stadium. It'll be great.
Let's do that.
Let's
go buy the Calgary Flames.
All right. So that draws tomorrow. The Lotto Max draws on Friday. Plenty of money out there to be won for anybody who wishes to pull a number. So there you go. $1.6 billion. That's a little nuts. That's nuts.
Bit nuts.
That's a bit nuts.
Bit nuts.
With that kind of money, you could probably end the homelessness situation here in Yellowknife.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. Yeah. Put a dome over the city.
But if you have that kind of money, you're not going to do anything good with it for humanity.
I know, man. I got myself some Sea-Doos. It was pretty sweet.
That's right. Gotta go hang out with George Clooney for a while.
How many Sea-Doos did you buy? I don't know, like 1,100. Why?
They were there.
Because I could.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.